When we last left the team, they had reached the castle of Queen Brangamar in the Dark Kingdom. Splitting up into two teams, Prince Bromwell was able to rescue his bride-to-be Angelsa, while the rest of the team has gone to face off against Brangamar herself. The two finish their embrace, and then Angelsa tells the prince that she learned from Queen Brangamar's men that her kidnapping was merely a distraction. They have to return to the castle town at once because there's another attack about to happen, bigger than any of the other attacks before. Not to mention that Queen Brangamar may have found a way to bypass the royal seal protecting the Orb of Earth. Meanwhile, Team 2 has made its way up to the highest tower without any trouble, surprisingly. However, as you reach the bottom of the final flight of stairs, your luck runs out, and 17 knights attack you coming down the stairs.
Hooray.
You're up first, Hybrid.
Okay, I picked up a sword while we were running through the hallways because Lupine's been training me in the arts of swordsmanship. I'm going to use that along with my super strength to try to mow down as many of these knights as possible.
Okay, let's give that a go.
Meaning that he's basically gonna go running forward wildly swinging the sword around.
I said I've been training!
It's a 14. Hybrid gets a few of them while running at them, swinging his sword wildly.
Expertly!
Kodiak, it's your turn, and 11 knights still stand.
I think I'm just gonna do like pretty much like a football drive, just pretty much ramming into them and then hitting to whatever wall is up at the top of the stairs.
All right, let's see what happens. Nope, it's a 7. They slice at you, not taking any limbs, of course, but it knocks you off balance, minus 25.
And he's rolling back down the stairs.
Okay, Hybrid, it's up to you until Kodiak can get back up here.
Yay!
What are you gonna do?
There's a lot of torches and stuff in here. I'm going to see if I can throw my sword and slice all the torches off to get these guys on fire.
Okay, rolling.
Yeah!
Nope, it's another 7.
I just lost my sword for nothing.
They swipe at you, grazing you a bit, but minus 25.
Ow!
Oh hey, Kodiak's back.
What took you?
What are you gonna do, Kodiak?
Have everyone behind me hold their ears, and I'll do a commanding roar.
All right, let's try it. It's a 12. And the roar causes the remaining knights to fall down the stairs. So with them out of the way, you and your party race up the rest of the stairs and arrive in front of the large doors leading to what you can only guess is Queen Brangamar's private chambers. However, standing in your way is General Fenris.
You again.
Razorback charges at Fenris, but gets easily knocked away. Hercules, while confident he could take the beast, hears more knights coming up the stairs and goes to deal with them. Hybrid, it's your turn.
Actually, in all honesty, I was going to try a commanding howl.
And what will that do?
Disorient him, possibly even get him to acknowledge me as his alpha.
Okay, let's see how that works. Well, he's not going to acknowledge you as an alpha, but you did disorient him a bit. It's an 8.
Ooh!
Kodiak, he's disoriented, so I recommend a strong attack.
I think I will go for a tectonic pile driver.
Okay, trying that. And just to reassure you guys, it won't collapse the fortress or anything. Nope, it's a 5. He comes out of his disorientation and knocks you back. Minus 25. Back to Hybrid.
I'm going to grab him by the tail and try throwing him clear through the throne room out the window.
Okay, attempting to throw Fenris. It's a 6! You weren't successful at throwing him through the throne room doors, but you threw him up against a wall, and part of the wall fell on top of him.
Well, shoot for the moon, hit the stars thing.
Fenris recovers, and it's Kodiak's turn.
I'll see if I can come in for a finishing blow, sending my claw right through his armor.
Okay, let's try it. Nope, it's a 1. Minus 25. At this point, Razorback recovers and comes over to you, Hybrid. He tells you that, if you can get Fenris to remain still, he thinks he can finish him off.
Well, how it worked once, let's see if it'll work again. This time I'm going to put a little bit more oomph into it.
Okay, let's see if this works. A 6. You howl, disorienting Fenris once again, allowing Razorback to take a flying leap, and he cuts Fenris's head clean off with his battle axe. Holding up Fenris's head, Razorback says the kill was for his brothers.
Or my stomach.
Razorback looks over at you, Hybrid, and nods.
You're welcome.
At this point, Hercules returns and, seeing that Fenris has been dealt with, begins punching down the big doors leading to Queen Brangamar's private chambers.
You up for it, Kodiak?
Let's go.
After 5 good punches to the door, Hercules breaks it open, and inside, you find Queen Brangamar is dead.
What?
In fact, by the looks of it, she's been dead for quite a while. Just then, the prince, Angelsa, Bestia, and Midnight arrive on the scene.
Guys, what's going on?
We got a dead evil queen.
The prince looks at the decomposing form of Queen Brangamar, and then turns to Angelsa, asking her about this. Angelsa, in shock, says that it can't be possible for the queen to be dead, as she just saw her yesterday.
Are you sure you didn't see the ghost or something?
Do you have shapeshifters in this world?
Angelsa says that she's pretty sure it wasn't a ghost, and she doesn't think it's a shapeshifter either. But regardless of all this, she continues to urge the prince, and you all, to return to the castle town immediately, explaining to the others what she had learned from Brangamar's men about the surprise attack to get the orb.
We can't take the same route that we took getting here. That's way too long.
Fear not, Angelsa has a solution.
What is it?
She knows that Queen Brangamar, or whoever's behind this, has been using a magic mirror to teleport her troops around Ferry. That's how the knights have been materializing out of nowhere.
Very handy.
Given the protective spells that are currently placed around the castle town to prevent a magic-based attack or teleporting troops within the castle town walls, Angelsa believes she can teleport you all back to the forest entrance nearby the castle town. She looks around for the magic mirror and, lo and behold, she does find it behind some curtains. She utters a spell she claims she heard Queen Brangamar utter, and the mirror shows a number of locations in Ferry, some of them very familiar as they have been places you've traveled. She asks the mirror to show her the forest near the royal castle town, and it does so. She then asks for you all to be transported there, and in an instant, you all arrive back nearby the castle town. And yes, it included Locke in that teleportation.
Yay!
You all return to the castle town, and the prince is relieved to find that none of Brangamar's forces have attacked yet. He goes to his captain of the guard and his chief wizard, and asks them to boost defenses. Another wave of protective spells to guard against dark magic, and more troops around the perimeter of the city. They do so, a couple of hours pass, and so far, no sign of anything out of the ordinary. Scouts are sent out to see if there are any camps hiding in the woods, but they come back saying there's nothing out there. So the prince, seeing that they have a moment of quiet, decides that this is the best time for him and Angelsa to wed. Angelsa agrees, stating that if this surprise attack is indeed as deadly as she overheard, they may not have another chance.
Okay, just make sure that you don't get married in front of a window.
So with that, a couple hours before the evening, everything is in readiness. The prince and Angelsa stand at a makeshift altar in the exterior throne room and recite their vows, legally binding the two of them in marriage. And seeing as you four have fulfilled your end of the bargain and helped him rescue Angelsa and technically deal with Queen Brangamar, the prince orders for the orb to be brought to you. The chest is brought out, the prince unlocks the magical seal, and Angelsa quickly grabs the orb.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
She thanks you all for playing right into her scheme and properly introduces herself as Angelsa Brangamar, Queen Brangamar's daughter. The prince, confused and shocked by this, asks her what exactly is going on, and she happily explains. She killed her mother years ago after her mother stated that the Mother Gem was more important than her own daughter. After quietly taking control of her mother's forces, Angelsa came up with a plan of her own. It was no accident that the prince found her in the forest that day some years ago. She made sure he noticed her and then played on his well-known heroic tendencies and helpful nature by coming up with some amnesia story. It worked, coupled with a bit of love potion, and she managed to form a romance with him. Still, even the love potion wasn't enough to get him to give up the orb to her. It makes one fall madly in love, but it doesn't make one stupidly in love. So she had her forces fake her kidnapping, murdered his father, and then started a war, in hopes that he would relinquish the Mother Gem under pressure. While it didn't work out exactly how she planned it, she made it work in the end. And now that she has it, she intends to use it to destroy both sides of the feud. Her extended family living in the Dark Kingdom and other places, and the royal family, recompense for her own mistreatment at the hands of her mother. At that moment, the ground beneath you begins to shake, and then it begins to reform. Razorback, Hercules, and the rest of the royal army are completely caught off guard and carried off by the landscape. The prince, angry and betrayed, orders for everyone left to attack. Bestia, you're up.
What I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna bring back the pangolin rhino. I'm gonna give it a little bit more oomph this time. Then I'm gonna have lock back me into her.
Okay, so basically baseball with Bestia as the ball. It's a 6.
Yay!
Home run!
It does hurt her, and she tumbles around for a bit, but she's still got a good grip on that orb. So, Hybrid, you're up.
I take out that little pencil.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can stick a needle in her eye.
Owie.
Okay, if that's what you want to do, I'll roll for it. It's an 8.
Bullseye!
It doesn't go through her eye, but it hits her in the forehead, causing her to fall over and lose her own footing on the shifting landscape.
Wow, you are one sorry, sad sack of an evil princess.
But, as she runs to get to another safe spot on the ever-changing battlefield, she's stopped in her tracks and cornered by the prince.
Oh boy.
At first, he looks ready to plunge his sword through her chest, but he doesn't. Watching her closely, in case she tries to hit him with a spell, he demands she hand over the orb. She refuses, of course, saying that she won't rest until both of their families are destroyed. When suddenly, a portal opens from behind her.
Hi.
Oh boy.
From the portal steps Shadow Destroyer.
No!
Being careful himself, Shadow Destroyer uses an advanced spell to yank the orb from Angelsa's grasp. Not knowing who he is, she attacks him with her own magic. But it does absolutely nothing to him. He glares at her through his mask, motions with his arm as she screams, and then her neck snaps. Shadow Destroyer, with the orb floating near him, turns to you and thanks you for finding the orb for him.
Yeah, well, you're not welcome.
Without another thought, Shadow Destroyer floats back through his portal with the orb, and it closes.
Get back here, you coward!
Crap.
A short time later, in the ruins of whatever's left of the castle town, the Prince, Razorback, Hercules, and the remaining knights thank you for what you have done.
No sweat.
Sure, it was nothing. And remember, it was nothing. You mentioned nothing about what happened to anybody ever.
Promise.
The Prince says that he's sorry he can't reward you with the Mother Gem, but you are all welcome back in Feri at any time. And he would like to officially knight Hybrid and give him a chest full of gold coins.
Oh, I accept.
So after the completion of a knighting ceremony, Hybrid is shown the chest of gold and he carries it with him as you all return to the portal I left open in the forest. You jump back to this earth. And yes, your outfits are back to normal.
I never thought that I'd be so happy to see this blue and orange.
You kissing your suit?
Shut up, I've been through worse.
Hybrid drops his treasure chest, or in this case a crate since it's gone through a bit of a change on the way in,
I open up the crate.
and inside are tax forms, all in his name. Looks like even when portals to the multiverse are concerned, Uncle Sam still somehow gets his.
Want some maple syrup?
No, I don't want some maple syrup. I want all the maple syrup.
I approach you all from nearby after closing the portal to Feri, as you all manage to calm Hybrid down. I'm glad to see you guys are okay. Did you get the orb?
We had it, and then we didn't.
Shadow Destroyer beat us to it.
Sorry, boss.
No, it's alright, it's alright. We just need to find the remaining 3, first and fast. Just then, however, there's an explosion at our base. That explosion, it came from the basement. The holding cells!
Isn't that where we're keeping a certain somebody?
Daspa didn't want us to move him to Stronghold until they were absolutely sure Shadow Destroyer wouldn't come for him again. Looks like they were right. Get down there! Hurry! I teleport myself down to the holding cells area ahead of you guys, and sure enough, there's one of Shadow Destroyer's dark portals, and Janos Corrigan, awakened from his induced coma, entering it.
Sorry, Director. Looks like I am getting early parole.
Oh, that's not good. Tale in the Air Champions will return on April 7th. Thank you for watching Tale in the Air. The characters in World of the Champions RPG are owned by their respective owners. The characters created by our contestants are owned solely by the contestants. The Fox in the Fedora, Tail in the Air, Director Fox, and all characters connected with that character are all owned by Sean Basinger,